What do you think is the greatest human skill? Not habit, but mindset and skill.
That's a great question. I don't know if I got what the greatest, there's so many. It depends on what you want out of your life, right? But I think the ability to manage your own mind and emotions is probably one of the single most important. And maybe the second is the ability to influence others, because that's what makes you a leader. I don't think most people are very good at emotional fitness. Most people are just not as happy as they could be. I did one book, Money Master the Game, and what I did in that case is I interviewed 50 of the smartest financial people in the world. And out of 50 of them, and again, it's in my judgment, I could be completely wrong. There's probably 4 or 5 that are really happy people. You go, oh, well, money makes people unhappy. Money, it has nothing to do with money. Money makes you more of what you are. I think that most people are they haven't learned to manage what's going inside. It doesn't matter how much abundance they have, they're still unhappy. We've all seen people great comedians that have killed themselves, and it's like, what? They had everything, except they didn't master what was going on here and here. So I think that skill set is the most important one. What I try to do is show people, even in this book, here are the things that you can do to take control of your mind, because if you take care of your body and then you don't take care of your mind and emotions, you're gonna be miserable.
What sparked that question was something you said. You said that you start your morning by jumping in the cold and you never feel like doing it. And you said that, I just say to my body, it's time to go. And that's what sparked the question, because I was like, that's a really interesting skill that you've trained yourself to be okay with discomfort. And that to me is what sounds like a really important part of emotional fitness.
It is, because unless you can push through discomfort, most things that are going to give you the greatest reward require discomfort initially. My original teacher, Jim Rohn, used to always say, there's 2 pains in life, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. He goes, discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. I've trained myself to do that. The first thing I do is always whatever is the most difficult, because then you have momentum for your day. And when you train your brain to do what's difficult first, then emotional fitness just comes naturally. I have 105 companies now, to give you an idea. I manage 13 of them directly, ongoingly. Problems are a sign of life, and all they are challenges to be solved. And what makes you a great leader is your ability to solve problems or teach teams to build a culture where they can solve problems. And so it gives me this tremendous creativity and flexibility, but I've got the base of energy to make it work.
One of the things that stood out to me was I sat down, and this was a really beautiful answer that I want to share with you, because I think it will spark where I want to go next. I interview a lot of Navy SEALs, and I like sitting down with people who've had extreme experiences, because I feel that extreme experiences have opened up different parts of the brain, different parts of the body that we've never had. And one of the people I sat down with was Jocko Willink. I sat with him and I said to him, you've done everything that's difficult and uncomfortable, potentially known to human beings in your field. What's the most difficult thing you've ever done? He said to me, the most difficult thing that I've been through is watching a fellow trooper go down next to me and having to carry on the mission without getting the moment to save, to mourn, to hold, to carry. He goes, I just have to continue the mission. So he could have said, it was like standing in the cold water, it was doing this, it was doing that. And so I wanted to ask you, what was the most difficult thing when you know all this and you've seen someone's pain? Has there been someone in your life that you're like, I had all these tools to help them with, but they weren't ready to receive, or it wasn't accessible at that time?
I would say maybe as a child, seeing the level of frustration between my parents. But later on, it helped me understand the 3 decisions are: first, you gotta decide what to focus on. And then the second decision you make about once you focus on something is, what does it mean? Is this the end or the beginning? If you think it's the end of a relationship, you're gonna behave different than it's the beginning, right? And so then the third decision is, what do I do? Which, whatever meaning you come up with creates the emotions, which affects what you do. But I tell you that because my worst day was my best day. Sometimes the suffering experiences of our life, if we don't let them crush us, we let them drive us, they actually become the best day in your life. And taking your worst day and making your best day is a beautiful target for anybody.